Does your team spend endless hours on moving files, swapping parts, rendering projects, and troubleshooting issues in their PCs? Well, then this video is for you, my friend. Because in the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about storage servers which help your team access files from a single unified location. But today, we're also taking this one step further and talking about VMs or virtual machines that let your team access full-fledged compute power from a single unified location. मतलब आपके लीड एडिटर को ज्यादा कोर्स चाहिए, हो गया. आपके 3D आर्टिस्ट को ज्यादा VRAM चाहिए, वो भी हो जाएगा, वो भी बिना कोई नया कंप्यूटर खरीदे. सुनने में it seems impossible, but this is the power of virtual machines deployed over a private cloud. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start from the beginning. So what is a virtual GPU or a virtual machine? Exactly like it sounds. It's a computer which is made virtually inside another computer. Computerception. Okay, so imagine you're running a server which has 64 cores. Using a VM software like VMware, you could make 32 virtual computers with 2 cores each. That's 32 people who can use this simultaneously now. So these 2-core CPUs actually don't exist physically, but are virtually made by dividing your 64-core CPU into 32 equal parts. Hopefully, that gives you a bit of clarity on what virtual machines are. Now let's talk about the differences. मतलब जब आपके इंडिविजुअल वर्कस्टेशन से अगर हम कंपेयर करेंगे, then how do these VMs actually make a difference or benefit you? Number one is unmatched flexibility. Because these are virtual machines, they can be accessed through a local network or even through a cloud. मतलब your team can work on anything from anywhere without compromising performance. And also onboarding a new team member becomes super easy because you don't have to buy a new PC anymore. You can simply split your server and add another VM. Similarly, as we mentioned in the start, if you need more power for a large project, you can increase the power of a single system by allocating more resources to that particular machine. The possibilities and the customization are literally endless. Now that's the number one benefit. Number two is just less hassle. One common issue across teams that happens is inconsistent software versions. एक PC में 2023 version, एक में 2021. This has caused a lot of stability issues. But with VMs, you can simply do one software update and that's reflected across all your chain of VMs. So management and maintenance becomes super hassle-free. Okay, but all things said and done, deploying this kind of an IT solution is no easy task. But that's where we can help. We've been providing custom hardware solutions for the past 8 years. So if you're looking for something like this for you or your team or your business, feel free to get in touch. So now we know virtual machines can help, but can they help you? Let's talk about the 3 main use cases where these kind of setup help. Number one is AI and deep learning workloads, which require not just a high performance GPU, but also high throughput network switches and storage servers. So in terms of hardware, we need a compute server with the required amount of CPU and GPUs depending on your workload. Then this server has to be connected over a network for everyone to use. इसके लिए we'll need a network switch, then finally a NAS supporting the throughput of your network and the requirements of your dataset. And that's pretty much all the hardware you need for this kind of a setup. Now this can be directly installed in your office or deployed at your hosting provider's location. For software, you'll have to work with either Ubuntu, Docker, or Kubernetes. Kubernetes. Along with NVIDIA Virtual Compute Server. Configure it as per your requirement. Similarly, 3D and motion graphic companies can also use this kind of a setup. One thing to keep in mind is that you need a really high throughput in your network because of the real-time previews, but the hardware requirements remain the same. Software mein, you will have to work with Windows Server, NVIDIA Omniverse, and RTX Virtual Desktop. So that was the setup needed for demanding applications, but you can also have this for general office purposes as well. But there, the focus shifts towards scalability more than the performance. Again, that would need a different setup. Let us know if you'd like a video on that. But for today, hopefully, this video has helped in understanding how virtual machines and private clouds can help in speeding up your team's productivity. And if you're interested in a setup like this, you can reach out to us on our website, on any one of our stores. Until next time, cheers.